0 to the death, yeah, he said it. Baltimore, BodyMore, what's the difference? Sipping new bottles like I'm Patrick Brewing. Get into it, time to be a favorite nuisance. Stone Cold when
Welcome back. Another episode of Baltimore's #1 review show, BodyMore Bottles, with your host, Farzarelli, a.k.a. Micro Brew McIntyre, a.k.a. West Coast IPA Gun. Boom. And today's episode is an appreciation episode of sorts. Just on Monday, they dropped a collaboration for Tilt Brewing along with the Humble Beer Society. Shout out to my man Scooter. They dropped I don't even know how many they done dropped, these wrestling collabs. But they dropped another series of beers. Dropped on Monday at the Full Tilt Brewing Company's tap room. And today it dropped at Max's. It's a bar down in Fells Point where my man Scooter works at. So make sure you give him a follow at Beer Tender on Instagram. But today we're going to review this series that they just dropped, which happens to be the 4 Faces of Foley. If you know anything about wrestling, Mick Foley was a wrestler, a hardcore legend, and he had multiple characters. He started off as Cactus Jack in the territories in WCW. He switched over to WWE and he became Mankind. From there, he brought back his Cactus Jack persona. He also incorporated a persona that he created as a youth, which was Dude Love. And he also was himself, just Mick Foley. So they got some beers to celebrate the man, the myth, the legend, the hardcore legend himself. So y'all know the motto. Well, come here to lollygag. Let's get straight into this body bag. But before we do that, I feel as though this is a fine time to make this announcement. Big announcement. Full Tilt Brewing is the official beer of BodyMore Bottles. Give me a round of applause for that. Shout out to everybody at Full Tilt, from Dan and Nick to the bartenders to Bryson and Josh, the head brewers, the head assistant brewers there. It's all love when I go there. They show me love, so I'm showing it right back. The official brewer, the official beer of BodyMore Bottles is Full Tilt. Shout out to Rock. Appreciate you for tapping in with me. So, like I said, y'all know the motto. Well, come here, lollygag. Let's get straight to this body bag. Let's start off with the hardcore legend, the official, the standard bearer of Mick Foley is just himself, the hardcore legend. It's a hazy IPA. This is like a New England style IPA. It's 8% alcohol by volume. As you can see there, it's got a Mick Foley with a hot face and his signature lumberjack vest that he wears over top of his shirt. You know, they say Mick Foley was a cheap guy, so he found the way. Shout out to Banks. You already know. But Mick Foley was a cheap guy, so he found the way to get his ring gear down to his everyday garb. You know, he just wears his shirt and his little lumberjack and some sweatpants. And he worked that into his gimmick so he didn't have to lug around ring gear. But like I said, it's 8% alcohol by volume. All of these, by the way, are IPAs, and they are double IPAs. So 8%. What's on the side? Do you want to be a session or do you want to be a double? As I just said, these are all double IPAs. A session IPA is something more like a like the light version of an IPA. It's usually around 4.5% maybe, something that you can just drink all day. These aren't that. These are something that you might have one or two, maybe three. But at this 16-ounce can, you might have two of them and start to catch a buzz. But you can see there, it's hazy, lives up to the name. It's usually what a hazy IPA looks like. About you can't really see through it. It's a little opaque, I think would be the word to use there. Let's go on for the nose. You get some of those tropical fruit aromas coming through. Let's go on for the taste test. Cheers. It's got that IPA bitterness, a little juicy. Pause. Let's see. And you get the bitterness of the hops as usual IPA. A little bit of floral notes, but mostly like some fruitiness coming through on there. It doesn't quite make you want to do no hardcore stuff. Maybe if you drink the whole 16 ounces, you might want to get a little hardcore. But other than that, I think that's a everyday drinking beer. Like not quite like a crispy pilsner, but if you're into the IPAs, that's something that you can drink every day, full of flavor. I'm going to give that a 3.4. 3.4 body bags out of 5. Now, we started off with the hardcore legend, just a regular old Mick Foley. Now let's go to the next one, his next iteration in life. You know, he was a young kid. He was jumping off roofs, on the mattresses, just for the love of the game, just for the love of the hustle, you know, the love of the sport. He wasn't making no money back then. He was recording himself, just doing it for the hell of it. So we're going to go on to the Dude Love. This one is the Dudester. You can see that there. Classic Dude Love tie-dye on the side. It says, "I'm coming to save the hop. Ow, have mercy." Classic Dude Love inspiration there. This one is a fruited hazy IPA with orange, prickly pear, and banana. This one is only 7.5 ABV. Now, this one was 40 IBUs. This Hardcore Legend was 40 IBUs. This one is 35. The IBUs is like the bitterness level. So the higher the IBUs you see on it, if it has it on the side, the more bitterness you're going to get. So this one should be a little bit less bitter, lower alcohol content. So hopefully that'll bring out more flavors of that orange, the prickly pear, and the banana. Let's get our glass and get ourselves a pour. Now, as that one, this one is also a hazy. So what we can expect is the same thing on the eye, not to be able to see through it. But I can already see this one here has a different coloration to it. Slight pinkish. You know, that's probably those fruits. Pause. But that's probably the fruit that's in there. You know, different fruits, you mix them together, you get a different color. I get the orange coming through real heavy. Some of that banana as well. Can't really smell the pear, but like that orange and banana is definitely coming through. Let's go for the taste test. Cheers. That's real good. You don't get the urge to jump off a roof as Dude Love did, but you drink it, you might want to do a little dance, you know, do a little jig. It's pretty good. You get that citrus from the orange coming through. You even get a little slight bit of the pear, the banana, all mixed together. Very fruity. It's a delicious drink. You can definitely, unlike the Dan's jams, they have that lactose in them. They taste good, they taste fruity, but you can't drink too many of them because the next morning your stomach is going to be in the mandible claw. These no lactose in them, but you get all that fruit flavor. You can drink 4 or 5 of these. I would say, myself personally, I wouldn't suggest that to anybody else. I say you could probably drink 3 of them, 4 maybe, and be fine the next morning. Very delicious drink here. The fruit notes all coming through. It hardly tastes like a beer. It kind of tastes like juice. I would give this, and coming in at 7.5% alcohol by volume, I'm going to give this one a 4.2. Yeah, 4.2 on the Deuce. Now, as we go through this journey of the 4 Faces of Mick Foley, let's go on to his next character that he became. Did the dude love in the backyard wrestling? When he stepped up to professional wrestling, we knew him as Cactus Jack. This is my favorite iteration of Mick Foley. But here we got the bang bang. We got the bang bang West Coast double IPA. You see there, we got the Cactus Jack face, and on the side we got the shirt. But if you look close on the shirt, you got my man Nick from Full Tilt, and we got Scooter from Humble Beer Society. It says on the side, it tends to make Jack a very happy boy. As if you do the knowledge, something that Cactus Jack said makes Jack a very happy boy. But let's go ahead and get ourselves a crack and get ourselves a pour. Now, these West Coast IPAs, sometimes it's a little cloudy, like the hazies, but sometimes you might get a West Coast IPA that just look like a regular beer. Got the coloration there. And this one is 8%, 80 IBUs. So we had the Hardcore Legend coming in at 40 IBUs with some slight bitterness there. The Dudester coming in at 35 IBUs, which was less bitter. And we got this Bang Bang West Coast double IPA coming in at 80. That's a full double IBUs than the Hardcore Legend. So we can expect this one to be a little bit hoppy, a little bit bitter. Let's go on for the nose. Still getting those tropical flavor, those tropical aromas. So that leads me to think that they probably use some Citra hops. You know, the different type of hops that you use in your brew will bring out different aromas and different flavors. So I'm going to take an educated guess here that it's some Citra hops used in this. I might do a cleanup episode to come back and let y'all know what kind of hops was used in each one. I can hit my man Bryson or Josh up and see what they use. But I'm going to assume there's probably some Citra hops in here. Maybe some Mosaic hops as well. Let's go for the taste test. Cheers. A lot more bitter. That bitterness from the hops definitely comes through a lot on this one. This one's more crisp, more like more of a Pilsner crispness, like a Miller High Life. Yeah, right now, Mason, the most that I'm getting out of it is that bitterness, the crispness. The flavor is not really tropical, but it's that floral IPA notes that I'm getting coming through on that one. I like it personally. I'm going to give that one a solid 4. Before we get into this last and final one, let's get a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Truth Outfitters. Established in 2004, Truth Outfitters is an abstract, expressive clothing line. They've made a name for themselves in Baltimore by selling hand painted, custom pieces over the years. Through its texture, look, and wit, their clothing line visually reflects the beauties and ironies of life itself from their own perspective. Truth Outfitters is designed at a street level to meet you where you are honestly and push you forward styled in a dope look. Now, in their 17th year, Truth continues to create products that convey their unadulterated truth and ultimately challenge you in the voice of your own style. Follow them at Truth Outfitters on Instagram or go on their website, truthoutfittersapparel.com, to cop some dope garments. Where art, fashion, and honesty meet, you get truth. And make sure you put that truth in all caps. Shout out to the sponsor, Truth Outfitters. Make sure y'all get them a follow at Truth Ensembles on Instagram or go on their website and cop something, truthoutfitters.com. Now, the last and final iteration of Mick Foley was when he got to the WWE. Probably his most notable, most recognizable character, Mankind. I remember Mankind going to war with The Undertaker, getting in the Hell in the Cell, getting thrown. When he first came, he went to war with the Undertaker. He stole. They had the boiler room matches. He took Paul Bear from him. Paul Bear became his manager. They had the Hell in the Cell. He threw him off. Undertaker threw Mankind off the cell. He climbed back up. He put him through the cell. Crazy hardcore stuff that this guy did. He was pulling his hair out. He gave him the mask to cover his face up because Vince thought he was ugly. Came out pulling his hair out, squealing like a pig with the things on his fingers when he give you the mandible claw, all that type of stuff. But here we have a nice day. Black Rye IPA. This one's clocking in at 8% as well, 65 IBUs. Say hello to Mr. Sacco. So this was the Mankind later in his years. He still had the mask, but he didn't wear that brown one piece anymore. He switched it up to a shirt with a tie, and instead of the little whatever it was that he had over his fingers, the little harness that he had over his fingers, he used his sock. I mean, I could go into detail about where Mr. Sacco came from, but that's for another time, another podcast. Go watch a wrestling podcast that's talking about the history to hear all that, or go do your own homework. That's not what we're here for. We're here to drink. I'm here to tell y'all what these beers taste like, give y'all a nice little review on them, and have y'all go buy your own. Or maybe if you want to try them, holler at me. We can work something out. Get it shipped to you allegedly. Allegedly. So let's go ahead without further ado and try this Black Rye IPA. I've had a rye IPA before, but I never had a Black Rye IPA. We know at 65 IBUs, we should get some bitterness more than the Hardcore Legend, but less than that the Bang Bang Cactus Jack one. Off the bat, we can notice it's black in color. Can't see through that one. On the nose, we get some like burnt coffee notes. Yeah, like some. We get that. If you ever smell like rye bread, we get a little bit of that, but I'm getting mainly burnt coffee on the nose. Just going for the taste test. Cheers. Getting a lot of that coffee as well on the palate. Oh man, I don't got no sock. It make you want to reach for Mr. Sacco, but we don't got Mr. Sacco around. This is a good beer. It's very different. It's a unique beer. The flavor, it's got that bitterness on the back end, but the flavor makes you want to just keep taking another sip after sip. This is one that you won't want to put down. You don't want to get. You might want to go, if you can, go to the Full Tilt Brewery, get yourself a little flight of all four. But that flight's not going. That little 2 ounces is not going to be enough. You're going to want to get the whole 16 of this, because you're not going to. Every time you put it down, you're going to want to pick it back up. It's real unique. It's not like any beer I had before. It's very intriguing, very it's some real mysterious shit in there. But I like it. It's 8% as well, up my alley on the percentage. I like the flavors in it. Like I said, you get that coffee flavor up front, the bitterness on the back end. It's a double IPA, as all of them are. I can't see nothing negative to say about it. I'm going to give this one a 4.6 on the BodyMore bottle scale. So we're going to go number 1, to have a nice day, double black rye IPA. Number 2 is going to be the Dudester fruited double hazy IPA with orange, prickly pear, and banana. Number 3 is going to be the Bang Bang West Coast double IPA. And number 4 is going to be the Hardcore Legend. But as I said before, even the Hardcore Legend is an everyday drinker. So you can't go wrong with any of these beers. Coming from Full Tilt, the official beer BodyMore bottles, in collaboration with the Humble Beer Society for life. Y'all know what I'm here to tell y'all. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And make sure y'all throw me a comment. Let's get these algorithm. Let's help a brother monetize this channel, man. Let me get a couple dollars in my pocket so I can buy some more beers, so I can buy some more liquor, come here and review for y'all, you know? But y'all know what I'm here to tell y'all. Be safe, but stay dangerous. Make sure y'all drink responsibly, and most importantly of all, body them bottles. Peace.
Bodies! They're all dead. Talking about
Be professional.
We don't talk, we do what we do.
Exactly. Y'all just talking street stuff.
We don't talk, we do what we do. Chump.